Hello and welcome. My name is Anastasia Zatula and we continue studying men around us. Today we're going to talk about man energy of fire, the most masculine energy that there is. Now, man energy of fire, like woman energy of fire, are very particular, and there is a saying, from love to hate there is one little step, and this is exactly what I feel about man energy of fire. Now, since I'm dominantly water, man energy of fire flock to me because they see the softness, they feel the softness in me that they don't have, but they do want. Now, it doesn't mean that we see eye to eye, very often we don't, but nevertheless, I have a lot of people in my life, energy of fire. Now, even though I love energy of fire more, energy of fire is more common in my life. I actually have a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances, even clients, energy of fire. So I know this energy very well, and I know man energy of fire very well. And if I have to, I can find a way to make it work with the man energy of fire, honestly. But I am excited and really want to give you details about man energy of fire, especially for those ladies that are so eager to have a masculine man in their life. Now, this video is already, I think, number 4 or 5 in this series of Understanding Men. Don't forget to watch the rest of them. So the first one is a feminine masculine man, and then what to expect from feminine masculine man. And then I also have a video on answering your questions, and in that video I mention combination of energies, because not everybody has just one energy. But do watch them, and then you can watch all the videos about energies, just to understand man in your life, and overall understand men and know how to operate with them. So if you are around the man there's energy of water, be softer, be maybe more caring, more sensitive. When you're with a man energy of fire, maybe a little more bold, maybe a little more don't be afraid to take some actions, and like that. So let's talk about man energy of fire. Now, what's so good about them? Well, first of all, these men are very handsome. If you see a handsome man, a handsome stylish man, like really bright style, this is a man energy of fire, honestly. All this man that women love, this is a man energy of fire. Women don't love man energy of air or water. They do sometimes like energy of earth, but energy of fire every woman wants. This is what they think ideal man is. Successful, confident, actions oriented, he knows how to dress, he spends money like crazy. This is what a dream for every woman, so to say. So they're very handsome, they're very masculine, obviously, and masculinity is almost like pouring out of them. They were very ambitious, and it is very interesting. Usually the ambitions are not even their own. So if energy of air has this bunch of ideas, energy of fire is basically doing actions because somebody else already done or has, or somehow to validate their ego. So for example, if I will buy a Lamborghini, and I have a friend energy of fire, he will want to buy a Lamborghini because I have a Lamborghini and now he doesn't. Like their ego basically drives them and makes them super ambitious. For the most part, they don't have ideas of what they want, but the society around them influences them a lot. So, and I had the friends, obviously, female friends, energy of fire, and I can tell you, I can assure you, they go for trends very, very, very often and all the time. And this is what makes them ambitious. This is what makes them move, because they want to get something what everybody else has. They will find a way to get it, and that's what makes them so action oriented. This is what I put in it. They are all about actions. So I have clients that are energy of fire, and it's hard for them sometimes to grasp the work of energy, the work of NLP. I'm a Reiki master, an NLP master. It's hard for them to understand that they need to change energy and mind for the action, for kind of for outside to change, because they're so action focused. So with these clients, usually I give them homework. I tell them what to do, because otherwise they will be confused. They wouldn't understand why do they need to sit and breathe through the heart and everything will work out. They need actions. They need to do something. They are very action oriented. Even if, and very often, their actions are just empty movements. They can be, in my previous career, in my finance career, I worked with a lot of, energy of fire. New York is energy of fire, and there's a lot of people energy of fire who work in finance, and I have worked with a lot of them. So I will tell you, they do a lot of actions, and those actions do not often bring results. So it's like they just need to kind of to move and do something. For example, I had a colleague, and I will tell you, my sales were much higher than his, even though he was constantly like this busy bee doing something and moving around, meeting with some random people. Like it was crazy, and I was worried at one point, like, why am I not doing so much actions? Until our other colleagues said, well, why do you need to make these actions? Actions doesn't mean results, and we're here for the results. So they are very action oriented, but often those actions are just blah. What else? What are other pluses in man energy of fire? So I will go, what are their pluses, what are minuses, their appearance, how are they intimately, how is sex with them, what kind of provider type are they, how to impress them, and where to meet them. So as with every energy, I will go step by step. So the pluses right now are that they are very masculine, they're very handsome, ambitious, action oriented, they're very passionate. So they're aggressive and passionate, and this what makes them move in life. So if you're looking for a man who is passionate about everything, even if that passion is short-lived, this is the energy of fire. These people are usually trendsetters, so even though they like to copy, they also like to be somewhat bold, somewhat they are not afraid to try something new. So if energy of air has ideas, energy of fire are the ones who will try those ideas. So if they have somebody who will tell them, listen, there is a new investment opportunity, they will jump on it. They don't really care. This is another thing that I put, that they are fearless. They have no fears, no worries. They just basically, I think they believe that if they do actions, it's better than to sit and wait for something. They protect themselves with being active in the world. They're huge protectors, I would say, and I will tell you one story. So they will fight for you, and they will fight whether the fight needed or not. So and I will tell you a story. How do I know that they are protectors? So before I moved to New York, I used to live in Florida. So I lived in Florida, and I lived in New York, and then I moved back to Florida. And I was in this club. I was very shy. I was very young. So I came there, and I didn't know what to do with myself. As you know, I don't drink right now, but at that time I was not even a big drinker. Plus, I felt awkward in the club. You know, I was a business owner already at that time. I felt like it was not my scene. But I liked to go there, have a drink, and dance. And so I came, I got a drink, and I saw this little chair. Like there was, you know, there's not too many chairs, but I was sitting there, and I sat on that chair, and I spent there maybe a couple minutes, and then I see this couple coming over, and the guy, he was energy of fire, 100%. And the guy, he just pushed me from the chair. I was shocked. Nobody ever done anything in front of me or with me like that. So he basically pushed me off and told his girlfriend to sit, and she was shocked. She's like, what are you doing? So while I was over there in shock a little bit, she actually flagged the security guard, and the security guard took her boyfriend or man out. And I mean, that story ended well for me, because I was they saw how timid I was, and apparently I was the owner of the club was my client in my other business, and a limousine business before you think something, and I actually started coming there as a VIP, so I never really had to look for a seat anymore. But at that moment it was so funny how she actually jumped, and the guy, he was just staying there and he couldn't understand what's wrong because he protected her. He found this chair for her to sit, so he couldn't understand why is he wrong. And right now, at that time, I was offended. Obviously, I was a little tipsy, but still offended. But right now, I understand, and something similar happened to me. But already, I was in the position of that girl. I was with the man, and he basically treated not just one woman, but a few women really bad, just for me to have a place to be. I mean, so what I want to say is a man energy of fire are like this. They will protect, fight for you, fight for anybody, for somebody who is significant for them. So, and that makes them good protect. You can be safe with that man for sure, for sure. Somebody will glance at you wrong on the street. Trust me, he will be the first one to fight for you. They make money very easily. So this is also a plus for them. Money comes easy to them, mostly because they have no fears and because they're so action oriented. So they will go and get it. Now, women energy of fire are a little hard because they are not, they don't have patience or acceptance just to sit back and relax and receive the money. They want to go and get it. But for man, it is amazing quality. I mean, if he needs the money, he will always find a way to have them. Now, what are the minuses? And this is where the saying comes from love to hate, only one very small step. This is what I don't like about man energy of fire, and I think a lot of people also don't like. They are very loud and obnoxious. Like their presence is noticeable. You know, if they're in the room, they can speak on the phone. So if you hear somebody very loud speaking on the phone without any concern for anybody around, it's a man energy of fire. So if you live with the man like this, I mean, you probably at one point, especially like me, I have my moon in Pisces. I need peace and quiet, and a man like this, they watch TV. They are very expressive, they are very loud, you know, so when they watch TV, they make sure everybody is watching with them. When I first moved to New York, I lived with this guy for a very short period until I found he was a friend of a friend. So I lived with him only for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think, I'm not sure. And I remember, my God, when he was at home, his presence was known. He was very loud, he was banging everything everywhere. He couldn't sit in quietness. When he watched TV, I think the whole building was watching with him. It was just like that. But it doesn't mean that they could not change. They can tone it down if you are important for them, and you will tell them that. For example, when I go to the gym in my building, there is a guy. I know his energy of fire because he doesn't go often, but when he comes, he's always on the phone, pretending he's such a busy person, busy businessman, and it is so funny because I usually listen to something in my headphones and I don't understand why he couldn't do this, why he's speaking on this, why he's on speaker and everybody is in his business. So one time he was there and I glanced at him like that. He understood at once, so he went out and he continued his conversation elsewhere. But what I want to say is that this is what they are loud and obnoxious. And if you like, why did it work for me? Is because he kind of likes me, I guess, but he could have been very rude to me, and I had the energy of fire being rude to me just because I was displeased with something. Now, another minus is their ego is always ahead of them. So a man energy of fire just basically is like a puppet behind his ego. Their ego is very important, it drives them. It's they depend on their ego. If you want to raise energy of fire person, feed on their ego. If you want to put them down, then just destroy their ego. Their ego is their downfall, and because of that, they need constant validation. So if you're not ready to be a cheerleader, a man energy of fire is not for you. because he will need it all the time. He made you coffee, you're like, oh my god, the best coffee I ever had. He I don't know, he put laundry on, you're like, oh my god, I never had such a caring man in my life. Like this, like you need to, but it has to be real, you know. He will sense the fakeness, and also you could not lower yourself. So if he puts the laundry in and you're like, I never had a man like this, he will feel awkward, like why is he was such a woman that never was cared for. So you have to be genuine, but yet not put yourself down and not overdo it, kind of like that. But you have to constantly validate him. You need to feel it, you know. It's like, it's the I mean, it's easy with man energy of fire. For example, they always buy presents, flowers, you know, so it's easy. You're always amazed and amused by them. You never know what to expect next. I mean, these are men like this. They spend a lot of money, so it's easy to validate. They do it for validation. But if you are not ready to do this, if you are not capable of giving compliments, of appreciating somebody, then man energy of fire is not for you. Don't waste his time and your time, because you will exhaust yourself. You will not understand what does he want, and he will exhaust himself in trying to get something from you. Another minus is they're aggressive. When I said they're passionate is a good thing, but they become aggressive very fast, and this is their minus. This is dirty fire energy. And when they become aggressive, they become almost dangerous. They can do things. This is basically their temper. They will cool down very fast. You know how fire is. The fire just goes up and then it's down, like within seconds. But within those seconds, it can do a lot of danger. So you need to make sure that that you guys have some kind of safe word or something, that he knows that he is overdoing it. But they could be aggressive. They could be also very impatient. Patience is not for energy, for masculine energy, especially energy of fire. They don't try to manipulate him, play games with him. They have no patience. So he will be very fast, very abrupt, and you will be the one who will know his anger. They also could be rude. As I told you about this accident in the club, they could be very rude, and they couldn't understand why people are upset. They also tell the truth. So all masculine energy is about the truth, whether it's hurtful or not. They really frankly don't care, because they appreciate the truth and this linear approach, and they expect others to be the same. So they don't understand why would I get upset if he says something that I don't want to hear, not ready to even hear. But nevertheless, they are very, very sharp, very abrupt, and you will just need to get used to this and tell him when it hurts you. I actually knew a couple of women that are using that to their advantage. So every time their man becomes uncontrollable, aggressive, and rude, they basically shut themselves. You know, they don't answer. Obviously, you never answer to this kind of behavior. And then a man will have to come and apologize, and when he's coming to apologize, he obviously have to come with the gift, bearing the gifts, and they always have a list of what he can give them. So the energy of fire knows that they're difficult people, so they appreciate people that can deal with them, that can kind of forgive them for how they are. And they are drama queens, especially Leos. Oh, I didn't mention it's a man energy of fire, a man that have a lot of placements in Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius. And the major placements are the Sun, Mars, Mercury, and Ascendant, and all the other planets. But these ones are the most important. So especially if a man has a lot of Leo placements, they could be dramatic, they could be a little over the top. Again, not everybody, but they do like attention, like actions, like validation, and if they don't receive it, they become a little dramatic. Like I will tell you, I have a friend, he's Sagittarius, has a lot of Sagittarius placements, and he has this project that he's working on for a few years, and I hope it will be successful. And And so when I'm talking to him about this project, he needs some kind of so it's not like a Leo validation or you're so great, but his project and his idea is great, and this and that. And so we were talking, and he said, "Oh, I don't care what people say. I really don't care whether they like my project or not, whether they agree with my project or not." I said, "Okay," and that's it. I didn't say nothing at that moment, and the conversation became very awkward, very quiet. He was just sitting there. And then I said something like, "But your project is great." And the guy, at once, he was so, his facial expression was just so lit, you know, they do need this. And if they don't get it, they become somewhat dramatic. And he does become dramatic. And this is Sagittarius, actually, fire that has like on the intellectual fire. So even intellectual fires can become dramatic. I don't even speak about Aries and Leo. All right, so these are their minuses. Now, for their appearance, as I said, they're seriously handsome. Usually, this man and woman, they have amazing bodies. Because they have a high metabolism, they usually very lean. They have this perfect abs. They have, you know, like everything is just, their figures are usually right on point. And they do look after themselves because they need validation. So they do look after themselves. They do go for a run. They do a lot of training, not in the gym though. In the gym they're not that often, but outside they're very active. Now, what else about them? They have bright features. You see, like you will see them. If people energy of air are kind of like air, like blood. People energy of water have this sweet kind of look about them. Energy of fire is this bright features. They have like strong cheekbones, you know, they have this eyebrows always, they have like piercing eyes, but like falling inside kind of. There's a man energy of fire. You will see them. Also, they dress to impress. They are not like energy of earth, so we'll get to energy of earth, but they like to wear like really expensive costumes. I mean, but they're very old-fashioned or old money kind of style. Energy of fire are the ones that will wear Versace, that says Versace like this. I mean, they go for the labels. I think all the labels in the world are sold to energy of fire. They don't mind to experiment with colors, with accessories. They don't mind to dress. They can dress anyhow. They change their style constantly, so they can dress like really conservative, and then one day they can just be in whatever. So they're not afraid to change themselves, their style. They obviously change their hair, everything about them. Very often they have no problems with that. So these are men that you will not be ashamed when you will go out. I mean, everybody will be jealous of your man if you are with such a man. Usually they are tall also. Man, energy of fire, tall. And they very confident, so they stand tall. You know, you can feel their presence. These are men that every woman wants, so to say. Now, when it comes, even though every woman wants it, in bed, these are the worst lovers. And listen, don't kill the messenger. I'm just a messenger. And look, I've been with men energy of fire, and I will tell you, you know, when I started studying energy, I remember when we had like this, not a conference, but like a master class, and we were talking about all this, and I'm like, this is impossible. Energy of fire have so much passion. They're supposed to be the best lovers. But you see the problem with energy of fire. They are driven by their ego, and they're driven by action. So they basically they do in actions to get to a certain place, to orgasm, and that's it. And then they're like, okay, we can do it again, you know, but there is no strategy for them. So why are they the worst lovers? Because they care about getting where they want to get, and they care more about performance than about how they look, how they perform, than about the quality of that performance, so to say. So man energy of fire will hardly ever will think about, will cuddle with you and explore your body. They will not do this. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but this is how they are. They think they're the best already, and as long as they can go on for like 5-10 minutes, they think that they already outdone themselves. So don't it is what it is. Honestly, I even have clients with man energy of fire. I have friends man energy of fire, and they all say the same. It's just what it is. So I mean, they have to balance themselves somehow. Can't be perfect in everything, right? But if a man is seriously into you, you will be able to teach him, not even to teach him, but guide him a little bit into what you like, at least somewhat. I mean, they're rather stubborn when it comes to sex because they couldn't believe that they could be bad, but little by little you could get them to do some things that you like. But they're impatient again, so just that's what it is. They don't mind though to try new things. So if you will offer man energy of fire to buy some helpers, he will gladly jump on the opportunity. He wouldn't mind. All right, so this is about intimacy. Now, provider type. Man energy of fire can be really good providers, really good. They usually have money, they can easily get money, they're very risky. So if they have money, they spend them like crazy. But the problem here is, if they spend money, they spend on everybody. So you need to be the first one to make sure that he spends some on you. They don't worry about money, they're not afraid of money like energy of water is. But they also don't see it as an important kind of thing. So they do get money, but they don't, so to say, they don't multiply money. They don't know how to do it. They're not very savvy about it. So they just basically they make money, they spend money, make money, spend money, like this. There is no really backup plan for them. They hardly ever have savings. If they invest, they will invest in the riskiest thing possible. I mean, all these Bitcoin investors, energy of fire, they don't really want to invest in bonds and get 5% back. They want something fast, they want something risky, and they are not afraid to risk. So if you are with this man, you have to explain to him that you are that security is important for you, that you don't mind him to invest, you don't mind him to risk everything, but there must be something that will be just yours and that you guys can kind of lean on. Especially if you have kids, you have to tell him, he will understand and he will provide for you something. So for example, you can say something like, maybe we can buy a rental property, so that would be an income that would be coming just for me, for household expenses, something like that. Or maybe you can ask him for a savings account that will be just yours. Remember, they can get the money, they just need to know what are they getting money for and what is in it for them. So if you will tell them, look, I will be much more pleasant and much more I will have more time to focus on you and me if I don't have to worry about the money, and he will get the money. Or if you'll tell me, it would be so nice if every month we would be able to travel somewhere and stay in somewhere nice. We could really spend time together and explore each other. And he will be like, yeah, let's do it. So he needs basically a vision of why would he be getting the money. Otherwise, he will be just spending them. And I know a lot of man energy of fire who are spending, as I told you about my friend that spent millions of dollars on some investments that don't even sound legal to me. And I told him, I held licenses, investment license. You could have asked me, I would research it. And he was just investing because somebody told him, and he obviously lost the money. But I just want to show that that people like this are not afraid. On the other hand, if his wife would be smarter, and more demanding, maybe he wouldn't be losing money like this. All right, so but they do provide. The only thing they need guidance in how to provide. Man energy of fire, even though they're flashy, they are not very high maintenance, and they don't understand why do you need to have a villa with 20 bedrooms if they can live in one bedroom apartment. Anyways, they don't spend time there. So they can provide. You just need to tell them what is important for you, and just send them kind of a bill. That's it. They don't mind to pay. This is one thing. Energy of fire don't mind to pay. They will pay for everybody as long as they have money. If they don't have, they will be like fine, but they will make the money, because through paying for everybody, through spending, through buying gifts, they get the validation and the respect. This is what basically they are looking for, not only from you but from everybody else. All right, how do you impress a man like this? To impress a man energy of fire, you need to be confident and bright. This is just in the beginning. So he just met you. Remember, these men are very bright, very confident. They come in, they own the whole room. They wouldn't be looking at some gray mouse. They will at once look at women that are confident and bright. So you don't have to wear a red dress all the time you go somewhere, but at least push your shoulders back, at least own the room, feel comfortable. Don't sit like this and look down, feel good about this. You will see, he will appreciate that. Now, man energy of fire, because they're so flashy, because they're looking for validation, they need to make sure they get the best woman in their life. They wouldn't want to be in the room and pick some gray mouse, and put her on a pedestal. Remember, energy of fire think they're kings. They need a queen next to them, so you have to be confident. And to tell the truth, they really don't care how much you weigh. They don't care how tall you are. They don't care your age, your race, your anything. Like, they don't care about none of this, as long as you own what you're given and as long as you're confident. So you could be 70 years old and the 30-year-old Leo will fall in love with you because you own the room. You sit there as a queen, nothing bothers you. And I saw examples of women, of men, energy of fire, who worship their women that are not as attractive as them, that are much older, but because they're super confident. Usually these are women energy of air. Why? Because they simply don't care about nobody's opinion, and they own what they are given. So they're confident at no matter what, just because they don't care. But if you want to impress, so if you are in the room and there is an amazing energy of fire species came in, a man, you see that he's bright, he's like, he comes in, he's so confident, like a peacock, and you want to impress him, shoulders back and just be confident. Don't be jumpy, don't start talking right away, but feel the confidence, in you. He will feel it. Remember, we socialize energetically, so he will know that you are that you're confident, and he will want to be next to you. This is how to impress at the beginning. So for example, man energy of fire, like if they're driving on the street, they will stop and talk to a woman that is really confident, that really knows how to hold her body. As again, doesn't matter whether you are skinny or not skinny, as long as you feel good in your body. This is important for them. You can be, frankly, anything. You could be a little frog, but if you are a confident frog, man energy of fire will jump on the opportunity, because you will have this air around you that you are the best, and he wants the best. No matter how you look, he will want the best. And since you have this confidence, he will want you. He will choose you over a model that has a huge inferiority complexes and that just feels like, oh no, I don't look good today. Today I feel chubby. Today this and this and this. So you just need to own your body and your presence. where to meet this man. Now, this man don't sit on dating sites. I mean, they are on dating sites. You can meet them there, obviously. But these are the men that are that it's easy to spot them because they're so active. They're always in different events. They're always mingling. You're always somewhere around. You can meet them anywhere. But how to spot them? It is usually the handsomest guy, usually in the flashiest car. So since I live in Miami, and there's everybody who drives a Lamborghini, a bright one, some kind of new BMW, some nice BMW, all the ones that have like the sporty cars, Ferraris, definitely energy of fire. Definitely, all the Ferraris are energy of fire. They don't mind to spend, and they do it. I mean, it's their downfall because sometimes they spend too much on things that are not important for them, but yet they like that tension. So if you are not in that category, and you want a man who is energy of fire but a little not driving a Ferrari yet but something else, so these are the men that tune up their cars to make them very fast, the ones that put rims all over the cars. I don't think rims are popular now, but still, but tuning their cars to have them, the ones that have cars either all black or all red, so something like this. They need to stand out somehow. This is the man that could not afford to pay rent but will buy themselves a Gucci belt. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but this is true, and I used to work with men like this. So they would save up the whole month to buy themselves some Italian costume tailor made. So what I want to say is that man energy of fire, you will spot them. It's hard not to spot them. Honestly, you would see them from far away, and you will hear from them from far away. Now, when you will meet them, so the big spenders. If you are in some restaurant or in the club, and you see a guy that spends like crazy without counting, he's not even that drunk, is energy of fire. If the big spenders are out here, the handsome ones and the designer clothes. If you see designer clothes, and especially you know they're designer clothes because there is labels all over, these are energy of fire. You see, energy of air doesn't care for it. Energy of earth has too much taste for it, and energy of water will not spend that much on stuff like this. And energy of fire are the ones that would gladly buy and gladly wear and the flashy clothes. So now you met this guy, this amazing guy. You are even going on a date right now. So how is he supposed to like you? You need to start with validating his ego right away. So he stopped by on the street. He wants to talk to you, and he's in a lime green Lamborghini. What do you say? You say, "Oh, what a nice car," or something like, "Really like man with good taste," and he's yours. But genuinely, feel like this genuinely. Now, if he's pulling you up in an old Ford, and you're telling him what a nice car, like a man with good taste, I mean, he will know that this is not true. Then you can say something else, like nice body. I mean, I think you do work out, or I think you frequent the gym, you know. Or if, for example, he's I remember I was in a plaza in Sunny Isles, and I was going to the store to buy something, and there was this guy coming over. So I parked the car, and his car was parked next to me. I really didn't. I just parked because there was an empty spot. You know, it's not easy always to find the parking. So I'm coming out, and I was finishing the conversation on the phone. So I was about to go, but I was staying next to the car, and the car was nice. It was a nice sporty car, and I see this guy, and he's coming over. And you know, I was almost in a pajama. I still looked good, but I was not prepared to have a conversation with a man energy of fire. But yet I was confident. I had a good day. I accomplished a lot. So I'm telling him. So I told him something average, like wanted to put a face to this amazing car, this parked next to me. Honestly, I just said it. I really didn't care. And he's like, oh, thank you. So you think the car is nice? I'm like, yeah, it looks very nice. So he was very flattered, and he had a cake, and a cake and something else. So I said, a man that has taste, and also and also buying something sweet for somebody special. I don't know what I was blurting this out. I just was in a good mood, and I was in a flirty mood, and the guy was just melting. He was melting right in front of me. Very handsome, very, I assume, successful. I'm not sure, but he seems to be dressed nice. So he obviously, I think he was in a relationship, but he did took my phone number, and he did even texted me a couple times, but I sensed that he was with somebody, so I didn't continue this conversation. But what I want to say is that when you are with such a man, you have to genuinely show that you are appreciative of him, and you appreciate of what he represents. So you should be able to say that what you like about him, what you admire about him. Remember, this is pure masculinity, and as a pure femininity, you should be able to show your feelings, and to be, maybe to put yourself in a somewhat vulnerable position when you say, what an amazing man you are. Now you think that you are downgrading yourself. No, you're not. You're actually very strong and very confident, and a man like this will appreciate. And you go from there. Now don't overdo it, because you will look desperate in his eyes. I mean, these men are not stupid. Just because they need their ego to be validated doesn't mean that they don't see you through. So be genuine, but don't overdo it. So if a man bought you flowers, don't say, oh my God, I never got flowers before. I mean, no. Remember, he's a king. He doesn't want some kind of loser. Even if he's a huge manipulator and he wants to raise you up and then drop you, still he wouldn't want you then. He would want somebody who already is used to. He wants to be the best from the pack. But now if nobody gets you flowers, I mean, it will flatter him. But on the other hand, he will think, my God, what am I doing with this girl? I mean, she never got flowers. I mean, what's wrong with her? Like this. So don't overdo it. Obviously, appreciate certain things, say certain things, but don't put yourself down. Remember, he's the king. He needs a queen, at least a queen. He would not want some kind of duchess. He wants a queen that matches him, that is as amazing as he is, in his mind, obviously, because who knows how amazing he is. So this will sum up about man energy of fire. So in a few words, man energy of fire are super masculine, and they have so much masculinity that they don't know what to do with it, and sometimes they don't know how to control it. Now, you as a woman with such a man, you probably have some femininity in you, otherwise you wouldn't be next to him. Now, what is good about this man? They're very handsome, obviously. Be ready that they will be looked on all the time. This man don't cheat though, so don't you worry about that. They are very handsome. They like obviously attention, but they hardly ever cheat. They don't. I don't even know one man energy of fire that would cheat. Because you see why they don't cheat, because they believe it's a queen next to them, so they already have the best. How can they have even better than the best? You see, they're very handsome, they're very action oriented, they're very passionate, they're generous, they're fearless, they make money easy. Now on the negative side, they could be very loud, very obnoxious, selfish. Their ego is ahead of them all the time, and they need constant validation. And if you're not ready for it, if you genuinely could not do it, then this man is not for you. They could become very aggressive, rude, impatient, and they could be almost dramatic, even though they say, oh, I don't like drama. They're the ones who causing the drama. So the appearance, they're always handsome. They usually have really nice bodies. They hardly ever gain weight, usually never. because their metabolism is very fast, they have really good body, because they need the validation, they look after themselves really good. Now in bed they're weak lovers. Don't tell them I told you, they will go crazy, but they're focused on the result and not the process. They think that they're already good just because they have passion, and that's pretty much it. If you will tell them you're bad in bed, he will laugh at your face because he thinks he's all that. Now if you will slowly you will tell, yeah, I loved all this, but here a little something would do even better, he will little by little will start incorporating. Just don't tell him it was your idea, tell him it was his idea. They would love that. Now they're really good providers, they don't mind to provide, but remember they are not they don't need much, so they wouldn't understand if you are asking for something. You need to validate your wants. He wouldn't mind. Remember, if you will ask him for a mansion with 20 bedrooms, he wouldn't mind. Remember, he thinks he's with the queen. It's just, you need to tell him that. There's a man that will never think about, oh, maybe Anastasia wants a villa with 20 bedrooms. He would never think. These are very selfish, self-centered people. You need to tell them, I would love to have a villa with 20 bedrooms, and I could not do with 15 bedrooms. 20 bedrooms the least. And he will do his best to get you that villa. Again, depending on his abilities, obviously. So they're very risky. They provide, but they can risk everything on some kind of new adventure or some kind of investment opportunity. So if you're with this man, make sure you're the one that he's investing in, so to say. Make sure that you have security, that you have money set up for you. Make sure he has a life insurance, because they're always risking with their life and with everything else. Make sure your kids have life insurance. Make sure that there is insurance on the house, on everything, basically, because with this man, you never know what to expect, what not to expect, and you want to be protected. Once you're protected, he knows that you're protected. He will focus on what he wants to do, but he wouldn't be worried about you, and you wouldn't be worried. You will be focused on good times with him instead of worrying whether you will be okay if something happens to him. So he is a good provider. I would say he's a really good provider. You just need to control the providing amount and what you need it for. How to impress this man? You need to be confident. No matter how old you are, no matter how you look, no matter your weight, no matter how you dress, no matter your style, nothing matters. What matters is your energy. And your energy should be, I'm the best in this room. Or at least I'm one of the best in this room, like this. You should project this energy. He will feel it. Remember, this man thinks they're the best. They want something. Who thinks they're the best? So if a man thinks that he's the king, he needs a woman that thinks she's a queen, and he will go for her. Again, you could be a very, very beautiful, you could be a very, very beautiful woman, model maybe, but if you don't have confidence, chances are he wouldn't stay with you. A man, energy of fire, needs a woman that is confident to the core. And obviously, you never tell him something like, oh, I gained a couple pounds, I think, you know what. So you never downplay yourself, never speak bad about yourself, never doubt yourself, nothing like that. You are the best, and that's just it. Where to spot the guy like that? Everywhere. They're on every single event, especially the fashionable event, on all the musical festivals, all the art festivals. They're on every social event, on every sport event, on the hot ones, obviously. It's not that they're so artsy or something. They just like basically be in the crowd, be somewhere where it's fashionable. So these are the men that you can find on the races, in the country clubs, but on some kind of events. They are not the ones that will be going to country clubs every week just because. They will be the ones that will come there because there is some charity event or something like that. They obviously will be on all this Art Basel, all the music events, yeah, everywhere. All right, that's it on them. And obviously how you can spot them: they're usually handsome, they have all this designer stuff all over them, and they drive the flashiest cars. So it's hard not to spot them. Honestly, it's very, very hard. And when you spot them, be genuine with them, flatter them somehow, but genuinely. Don't say something you don't mean, and never obviously speak bad about yourself and your exes. You had the best man, and he's the next best man, like that. And you always were treated the best. I mean, this is the man that will not appreciate it. Maybe if you will speak to energy of earth or energy of water, they will want to make your life better because you were suffering so much. Energy of fire will not feel bad for you. They would basically discard you because they don't need a loser in their life, like that. It sounds bad, but it is what it is. They want a confident woman. So fake it until you make it with them, and do feel confident. No nagging, no no getting them crazy and impatient with you. All right, on this note, I do wish everybody good luck with man energy of fire. They're actually amazing man. They are not going to text you for 2 weeks until they will meet you. They will meet you right away. They will take you to any restaurant you want. They're very confident. They can own the room anywhere they go. Yeah, maybe sometimes they're obnoxious and loud, but they nevertheless will give you the best experiences outside of bed. So you can do with them anything. You can try with them anything. You tell them you want to go to the moon, they will take you to the moon, literally. And if you want to be pampered with the gifts, with the physical material gifts, man energy of fire is for you. They're usually have money, they usually spend, and they are not afraid of spending, and they spend freely and easily without thinking. So if you tell them I want a new bag, the new bag is coming. They won't think, well, maybe I can buy her something else more practical. No, they are not like this. Okay, that's it. Next one will be man energy of earth. I'll see you in the next video. If you have questions, please do ask. Bye everybody.